Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we've recently been modifying a 350Z for drifting and working on fixing all the problems that we have with it, including a clutch and a couple of other things, and trying to get it ready for its first drift event. We're gonna start with the parts that we got so I don't have to move. So the first thing to know is that the car does have an angle kit. The angle kit that's on the car is a GKTech Steering Angle adjuster. It's kind of like, I'm gonna call it an entry-level angle kit, right? It's not FDF, it's not a Wise Fab, it's nothing that's like crazy. It is a very simple bolt-on kit and it uses Heims for tie rod ends. These are the Heims that you use for your steering. And the reason why I have a Heim here, I actually bought two, is because the center ball there, I mean, this rotates inside here, right? So this is what hooks up to the steering rack of your car, and essentially is what gives your car the steering control, right? This hooks to the wheel and it kind of, does something like that. When these wear out, you get play. When you get play, you get a pretty big wheel, inconsistency. It kind of feels like a wheel bearing's going bad. But when you're drifting, it can be very, very sketchy, because as you're drifting in a corner, you're relying on this wheel to try and pull you out. And if that wheel is doing this constantly, you might get inconsistent results. So I didn't want to be drifting on something that could also potentially, like, maybe it gets worse, maybe it beats it up, and then maybe it breaks. That's the last thing I want to do, is this be chucked into the wall because of something stupid or whatever. I don't know. But for like 17 bucks, GKTech sells these replacement Heims on their website. So what I did is I ordered a pair of Heims. These are to replace these, and we need to get these on the car because the next drift event is July 12th, and that's the one we're going to. Come hell or high water, we're making it. And I've already bought a couple of other things that are on their way that are going to make the car a little bit more appealing. We need to start getting busy here by getting these Heims installed on the car. So this is what we're after right here. This is the Heim joint right here. And it's got a little boot on it right here. You can see the boot. We gotta pull out this bolt. This threads up and in through the Ackerman adjusters and hold this Heim in. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna pull the Heim out, which should be pretty easy because I've done this one before. So fast forward a couple of hours, I ended up putting the old Heim on the car and put it back in the garage for the time being, because I could not for the life of me get these inner parts, the pillow ball, or whatever you want to call it, to move in the Heim. I tried looking up some things to do to try. You need to lube them. Now, from what I was reading is that if you're going to grease Heims, you need something like a dry lube, because if this is true, and these have what I think is inside, they're PTFE lined, which is like a plastic, right? From what I've been reading is your standard WD-40 will cause the PTFE to expand, and it makes it even worse. I got some dry lube. I'm gonna put some dry lube on this and see if I can't work them free. I was really hoping that was just gonna be the magic trick. These are not working. Well, fortunately, that didn't even do what I was hoping it was gonna do, but now we know. So now we can reach out to GKTech and say, what's the deal? I have a feeling this shouldn't be this much of a pain to try and get it to adjust, because the way I see it is I don't even know if I'll be able to get it in the car and align it, because you're supposed to put it on the tie rod end first and then pop it in. The way that this is kind of working right now, it kind of suggests that you need to pop it in with the extension, use the leverage to try and push it, and then go from there. We'll have to see what GKTech has for me tomorrow. It's about the best way I can probably show it. So I have a 16mm socket. Put in the Heim, brand new Heim. Go put this in. I can't get it to budge at all. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just doesn't. Oh, there we go. That's how much force it took to move that. All right, this is the second one. I'm using this to try and help. I just got it wedged in the table like last time. These are supposed to be tie rod ends for steering linkage. That's insane. All right, we're back in the garage. It's been a few days. All right, so to put things in perspective of timeline, it is currently Tuesday. Friday, we did the exhaust on the Z. So yesterday I got the Heims. So today we're gonna go and try and put these back on the car. I wanted to show you what these ones look like in terms of movement, because I'm sure some people are gonna go, oh, there's nothing wrong with those GKTech Heims. They were perfectly fine. So let's compare. This is the other, or the new set. You could tell that they tried it, so they good on them for making sure. But this one I could stick in and pretty easily rotate. I didn't have to sit here and, like, you know, they're still pretty stiff, but they're not gonna like destroy anything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some dry lube on it now and work it in a little bit, just to kind of help it work in, I guess, without doing too much craziness. Just trying to get it to be a little bit easier so we're not killing the suspension or the tie rods or anything as a result. I think that one will do just fine. This one, same story. And huge shout out to GKTech for, you know, getting me set out pretty quick and helping me. This one's a lot tighter. I know I tried it though. Now it don't play. Stupid. So it does move. It is easier. They are still very stiff. This one is, at least. But it's not nearly as bad as it was. Before, you had to put a big old bar on it and really try to make it bend, move. So it's still stiff, this one is, but you can actually move it with your hand like this, which is better, but don't know if I like it with how tight it is for a tie rod. I think if this was like a control arm or something, fair play, fair game. But I guess we'll have to see what happens when we get them on the car. So for starters, we're gonna get these on. I didn't even take the car off the jack stands, and that's because number one, I knew that this was gonna happen, and number two, there's something else that's on the way that we're gonna install before the event. Some fun stuff. Then all we have to do this week is just take it over to tag again and get this suspension sorted out. We'll be ready to rock. Alright, as you can see, one wheel's back on. Two wheels is back on. And that means that the GKTech kit is successfully fixed, I guess. There's no more play. And that means that we're ready for realignment. I think that that's really it, other than the extras that are coming. I think one thing comes tomorrow, and then the last thing, the big thing, comes Thursday. So I'm gonna hold off on this video for now until we get these other parts, since this was just the GKTech stuff. And once we get that stuff done, then we can put the car on the ground and go from there. Alright, so it's the next day, and we did get a package today with one of the two things that I ordered. A skid plate. Kind of goes like that, sorta, under the car. So the idea of it is really a bumper stiffener more than a skid plate, because if you hit this, it's gonna bend. I can bend this with my hand. We know this goes in like this, kind of. How it attaches is another question. Okay. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on with this fan wiring. So that actually worked out really well. Now we just gotta do this piece, which meets up with the bumper. But as you can tell, our bumper is far from stock here. We gotta shore up this this piece. got a little divot for it, which is nice. I just nutted onto it. I could trim it and like actually, you know, do some quality work, but drift car. So for now that's just gonna have to do it. It's mostly just give the bumper some rigidity so it doesn't move and flop and do all kinds of weird stuff. And gives me clearance under the car easier, because before it would catch on that lip. In the future, we'll trim that bumper, but for right now, we're gonna leave it because it's already 9 o'clock, and we've still got one more thing that's gonna show up tomorrow that's really gonna make this car pop, I think. Never mind the mismatched wheels and, you know, whatever, but I'm actually kind of excited for this next one. Hang on about another 10 seconds or so and you'll see what it is. Alright, so today is 4th of July, which means I don't have to work today. I've got all day today to go do this underglow. We're gonna go see just how hard it is to install this underglow and hopefully finish it off today. Alright, so let's talk about this kit real quick. This is an Op 7. This is an Amazon special deal, but this is the highest rated Amazon kit you can buy. And it comes with their bars, which I think is really cool, because you don't have to fight adhesive, you have something to actually, you know, hold it to the car. So they give you 4 of these bars, 2 of them are different lengths. Alright, so you get the 4 bars, got your remote, comes with a grip of zip ties that mileage may vary, these little clips that hug the track, so you mount those in and then these kind of snap in. They don't seem like they've got a lot of grip though, that's the only downside. Some screws, and I'm guessing these are for cable tie, so you screw it into the car and then run the wires through, and then you have like a zip tie channel. So that's what this looks like. You've got the brain itself here, which the one thing I didn't figure out is there's this. Oh, it says right here. Well, no, it doesn't. It says plus and minus. So I don't know what that is, because they give you a fused connector here that plugs in to the back. But back to the bars here. We got too long, too short, and if you're pretty good at thinking about stuff, you probably already figured out why. These are for the sides. The long ones are for the sides. The short ones are for the front and the back. The short ones look like they have like a longer amount of cable than this one especially, so I'm guessing this would be your rear. That's kind of crazy. I didn't even notice that, and they don't tell you that. So you just install them under the car somewhere and connect them all to this box that's not waterproof but has waterproof connectors on it. So I'm not sure where exactly we're gonna put these wires through the car, so I think that would be kind of step number 1, maybe along with mounting it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really gonna try hard to try and get this done. It is stagnant as all get out right now, and it is hot, and it's only gonna get worse. It's 92 and 36% humidity, so it's actually something to bitch about. Let's just quit whining and actually just get to work. Alright, so it's been a few minutes since we started this whole process, and we've already torn apart the center console once, and I think we got a good game plan. So I have this little switch that's been here since I got the car. Right there, right above the VMS sticker. I figured since that has no purpose, it'd be a good time to use that switch. So what we did is we hooked that up to a ground wire, ran a ground wire up to the battery over here, And the idea here that I'm stealing from Colette Davis is you've got, this is the ground wire from the switch. So basically the switch controls the ground. What we're going to do is we're going to put the control box here in this little, right? And then because of that, we have all of the wires and stuff can sneak up into the wheel well or behind this easily coming up from the car. And that should give us our proximity to the front, both sides, as well as the rear. The only challenge here right now is how do I do the power? Because I don't want to cut up that perfectly good hardwired kit that plugs into the box if I can just use those other wires. Much better. Alright, so we got the power wire hooked up the way it should be, and just kind of the box is stuffed in the pocket. All the wires are coming out over the fender, and I'm just going to go flip the switch on and hit the remote. Oh, there we go. Money. Alright, so we got the first bit of the underglow installed here. And the way I see it is that, I mean, this will tuck back this way out of the way a little bit here. So that way it's not hanging in front of this tire. As we come up here, I just have it dangled. But it'll, like I said, it'll come up like more like maybe over here, right? And then come up and plug into the controller where we still have another 2 foot or so. So that's good to go. We got the 2 side ones sitting here hanging out. These are going to stay here for the time being. So real quick, what I'm doing is I'm using these. And I know that these are probably more meant for like wire management along the underside of the car. But these are probably working better than these. And I'm not using their Phillips head, pan head crap. We're using self-tappers. So, drift car, right? So we're back here, we got 4 more here. I need to get some zip ties real quick. And then this, we're just gonna mount to the pan of the trunk, where the spare tire sits. Normally, I'd be inclined to put it on this bash bar. There's still some bumper modifications to be had in the future, and I do plan on putting a bash bar in the back to make it easier to jack it up. But that's at a later date, so we're not even going to put the LEDs there. Much better. Let's just do this. So now, I'm gonna get this to go forward. Alright, so it's like 3 o'clock now, and I've been taking breaks just because it's really hot and, you know, gotta eat. Here's where we're at. The rear is mounted and partially ran to the front. I'm gonna start working on the passenger side, so that way when we run the rear cable up into the car, that part is mounted. And then the only thing that'll be left is the driver's side. I'm really hoping to finish this today, but right now, I'm not seeing it. I have an hour left before I need to start getting ready to go to a 4th of July deal. We'll be sure to check out what we got before we do sign off for this video. Yeah. One more. I promise I've been trying to film this, but this is also kind of a boring process. I might have spoken too soon, man. We might just get this done here in the next 30 minutes. Those wires are up. There we go. Right into the gas tank. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so close the door real quick. So it's not completely managed yet, but it's all connected. The only thing I need to do is kill the lights, flip that switch, and turn it on and see what it looks like. Let me turn the light off. Okay, it's as dark as it's getting right now. Let's see what it looks like. Yo! It's all looking sick. Dude, at night, this is gonna be killer. And I know we're still off the ground a lot, but it looks really, really good. The front's even crazier because it's pitched forward. So I kind of want to put something in the mouth of the bumper, but this looks killer. Underglow looks perfect. It looks about what I would want from it. You can't see the lights, which is perfect. I mean, if you get down and under, you'll see it, but you're not going to be down at this level ever. So it's just going to look really cool. Holy crap. I'm going to say this right now. This is the first time I've ever put underglow on a car. And I've always treated it as something rice, but I guess it totally matches if the car is riced out or not. I would say that this car is not that, and I think that this is going to be a good mix of clean and whatever, as long as it's not like over the top. I just wanted something easy, and I think this is it. Next weekend, it's July 12th. That is going to be the Z's first day at Wild Horse Pass. If I have to line this thing myself, I totally will. I don't care. We're going July 12th. I've got a set on the car. They're good to go. I got street drivers. We can burn these suckers off and drive home on the old tires. I don't care. We do need to get more wheels, more tires, but we've got time. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. Make sure to smash that like button, and if you're not subscribed already, just subscribe. You watched this far in the video. Obviously you like the content. Hit subscribe. There'll probably be more of this kind of stuff here soon. We're doing drift car things right now. I also got a Turbo EG K-swap. I also got an RSX that's needing some help in both the looks and mechanical department. And I got a Tacoma. It's a Tacoma. It does Tacoma things. It goes off-road. Either way, see you guys in the next one.